Rod and reel is the most important though, okay? Because that's what catches the fish. We're going to go on the lines. You guys ready? Okay. We're going to go on the lines briefly, help you understand how to pick the right line. Said get whatever manufacturer you want. I have my preferences. So you got to understand what's going to do the job. Once again, right tool for the job. Everybody knows fluorocarbon line, heard a lot about it, right? Y'all familiar with it? When it goes into the water, it's got properties that make it invisible. Those properties also make it dense and make it sink. Something that we don't think about. When it first came out, the manufacturers made it. Didn't really field test it that well. I was one of the ones that found out what happens to it when it's field tested. It doesn't work so well. Okay. What I mean by that, when it originally came out, I thought, great. I love to finesse fish. The drop shot video is all about finesse fishing. It's what I like to do. It's how I like to fish. Light line, sensitivity, the whole deal. Problem with it when it first came out, it's very dense. When it was exposed to light, sitting in your boat, if it went 2 or 3 days exposed to that light, you'd go to set the hook, bing, it'd break. I got angry, quit using it. I went to the braided lines, which I had originally used braided line a long time ago. And I went away from that because I didn't know what I was doing. Okay, I went back to it. Put the proper tool in my hand, which was the rod, the right reel. I went to my fire line. Did the drop shot thing. Okay? But there are times when you want to use the fluorocarbon line. Some people still don't like to use the braided lines on their spinning reels or bait casters for that matter. Because you got to tie backing line to the spool before you line it. Because if you do not, like I learned the hard way up in Canada on a fishing trip, when you hook a fish, you don't have any drag. The whole spool of line spins because it's slippery. So you got to put backing. Use this, use whatever. Put the backing on there. Staying with fluorocarbon. We'll get to the fire line in a minute. Staying with the fluorocarbon. When do you want to use it? I want to use it if I'm a guy. Chad is one of them. He drops shots with mono or fluorocarbon. That's what he likes. I use the fire line. I don't mind tying the knots. It's just a preference thing. But when I'm finesse fishing, I got a bait down low. I need to feel it. It's very dense. It relays strikes excellent if you want to use a monofilament type line. It's virtually invisible. The new lines are tinted. Vanish Transitions Gold. This is 100% fluorocarbon here. You'll see it's kind of green. What that is a conditioning agent within the line to keep it from breaking down. If you're going to throw crankbaits, spinnerbaits, anything you're pulling through the water that does not float on the surface, go ahead and use fluorocarbon. Now, when you're pulling a crankbait through the water and it's going fast, you could have 30-pound test tied to it. A lot of times they don't care because it's a reaction strike. It's moving through the water. They got 2 seconds to look at it. They're not going to analyze it. So typically on my cranking and spinnerbait rods, I use a monofilament when I'm cranking or spinnerbait fishing because it's coming through the water. It doesn't have to be invisible. When do I not use this? Most important. Who in here is a fly fisherman? Are you diehard? Do you hate my guts? Okay. I get more hate mail from fly fishermen. I can't even tell you about it. And I've been fly fishing since I was 7, but they hate me. I don't know what I did. Jeez. I had a fly guy contact me. Sent me an email. I cannot get my flies to float. What is the best wax to use on my fly to make it buoyant? Sir, you do not need to put wax on your fly to make it buoyant. Shade your fly out, dry your fly off. The first question I asked him was, What type of leader are you using? I'm using fluorocarbon leader because it's invisible. Yes, you are. Yes, it is. And it sinks. Your fly will not float. All right, we're not here to do fly fishing. What's the importance of that? If I go down steelheading, and we talk later about what I do with that when we get to that seminar. If we go down steelheading, I throw the bobber out. I make the big drift, 100 yards, it's beautiful. If I have fluorocarbon line on, what is it going to do? It's going to sink. You're going to try to mend the line, all the while moving your bobber, which you do not want to do. You want a nice, smooth float. I go to set the hook. I don't care if your name's Chad, it's not going to work because it's under the water. It's got a big bow. I want my line to float on the surface. That way it is easier for me to mend. I can keep the bow out. I can keep it up top so that when I set the hook, I set the hook. If I'm throwing topwater baits, if it's a buzz bait, I got to keep it moving. The line doesn't have to float. If I'm throwing a small perch-colored floating Rapala and twitching it on the surface, working it slow, my line must float. This will not. Surface fishing, bobber fishing for steelhead, no, no. Drift fishing for steelhead, sure, sensitive. They can't see it. Now, whoops. Super braids. So many manufacturers, not enough time. These are the two that I use. Do you have to use them? Not if you don't want to. My right hand, Berkeley Fireline. Drop shot DVD, Berkeley Fireline. This is the new crystal. It's translucent. No, it's not. Okay, still use leader. Don't buy that they can't see a thing. Use your leader. If you look at this line, when you pull it out, notice how it kind of looks ratty? It's not really round. It's kind of ratty looking. If you go to the bait shop and you tell your guys to put this line on this reel, he's a new hire and he doesn't know what he's talking about. It will not cast worth a darn because it is not perfectly round. Not perfectly round. It's going to catch when it comes off the spool. Spinning reel is okay because what? It's not spinning off the spool. It's spinning off the spool. The spool's not turning. When you go to spool up spinning reel, put your backing on. You only need a couple wraps. Put your braid on. Tie your double union knot in your leader. You're jigging. You're drop shotting. You're doing whatever you need to do. A lot of sensitivity. But you got the right line to do the job. If I'm going to put, which I use a lot of this stuff, guys, when I bring in that big swim bait rod, which doubles as my pike and muskie rod, I've got 30 pound on here. And it's this stuff right here. Now there's Power Pro out there. I mean, there's a bunch of them. We don't even need to talk about it. What you have to look at is open this thing up, take it out when you're at the store. If you can't remember, and look at the braided line. You'll see that it's nice and round. That nice round line, cast comes off like mono. Comes off nice and smooth. Okay. Trolling, crankbait fishing. My buddy John down at Grangeville cranks to death with the fire line. Ties it right to the lure. Catches fish. Does he lose some fish? Does he pull some hooks out of fish? Right? This line has what? Zero stretch. Zero stretch. I went and bought this because Seth said it was awesome. And he's an awesome dude. And I went and bought this reel because it's a low speed, which is what I needed to crank all day long and cast light line. And he said I needed to cast with 8 or 10 pound test. Well, this right here says it's 20 pound strength, 6 pound diameter. Oh, that'll work. That's right in the parameters. I throw it out. I'm cranking away. What was that tip there to do? Absorb the strike so they can suck it in. What does this have? I might as well take my big heavy flipping stick and just use it. When you're cranking, it's so sensitive. As soon as you feel that fish hit, because you feel everything, what do? You set the hook and you rip it out of their mouth. You want to have, if you use this, fine. You want to have that monofilament or that fluorocarbon because it's got a little bit of to it, which is just another thing to allow them to pull it in. Guys all the time, we should be trolling. When we were down trolling, you guys see the smallmouth trolling show we did? Bass guys hated me for that one because trolling's unethical to them. I just want to catch fish. I don't care what I do. We went down. Big, long steelhead rods, that were my trolling rods. Those counter reels, 10-pound test. Hold it in your hand. You can feel the plug working. You feel a little tap. Pull it forward, stall it back, and the rod would get heavy. They suck it in. With that fire line, which is what John loves to use, because you can feel everything, as soon as you feel that, you're ripping. Same principle for trolling, guys. Do not troll with braided line. The only time that I'm going to tell you to troll with braided line, and Mark can attest to this because he's from the Delta down there where they got the big stripers. If you're trolling for pike or muskie, something that's got a lot of bone, sometimes walleye just because they can bite easy and swim with it, but usually not. A fish like a pike, a muskie, a big striper, something where you go, no, I don't put it in there. Then you control with a braid. Any of you kokanee fish? You don't use braided line, right? You got that noodle rod. Woo, look at that baby. It bends from back here behind my wrist. I got a rubber snubber because they have what? A soft mouth. If I pull too hard, I disconnect. Trolling, cranking, monofilament or fluorocarbon to keep the setup correct. If I need sensitivity, I have a fast to extra fast rod. I need to feel it. Look at your line like a fast or extra fast versus a slow. Real stretchy, just like your rod. Make sense? Right tool for the job. Line colors, real quick, guys, to keep this thing moving because we've got a lot of stuff to cover. Seth, I want to use that red line. Go ahead. You and I'll go out in the boat and I'll catch more fish than you. You'll get mad, I'll be happy. Okay? Use my experience as an example to you guys. Did the drop shot thing. You guys have seen us at Priest Lake hauling in fish. Pose pretty good back. I got a friend of mine lives up there. Scott, do this. Try this drop shot. You got to get this, this, and this. Gave him the DVD. Here, watch it. He spent 3 weeks up there. Got a cabin up there. Seth, it sucks. I'm not catching nothing. I'm going back to 200 feet. I'm trolling my flasher and dodger and squid and whatever he's got. And I'm catching fish. That big. He pulls up to where we fish. We're filming a show. We hook one, 17 pounds. Bring it in. He's mad. I told him right where to fish. He's with his wife. She's mad. Done reading her book. She's bored. You know, 'cause she can't catch fish. Everybody wants to catch fish. I said, Scott, let me see. I went over, I got in his boat. First thing I did was I went, you got the wrong line. Well, what does that have to do with anything? Guys, you know how you have line that comes in fluorescent green? The old time, man, I can see it. I can see that strike. If you got the right tool in your hand, you should be feeling that strike, looking at all the pretty things on the beaches for you guys, and the birds and the things flying around for the ladies. That's what you should be doing. Okay? You don't need to watch your line. I gave Scott a spool of fire line. I said, put this on. He fished right next to me, and he caught fish. When we get to the color spectrum, guys, you will see that colored lines are a joke. Well, I got this pink line made by Maxima, and this one, cool. I don't want them to see the line, personally. I want them to see the bait. Green and blue is the worst color that you can put on your line because it's the most visible in the water column. Don't use it. Guys go down steelhead fishing. Well, I caught fish. Well, yeah, you caught fish because you had leader on the end of it, 36 inches, swinging down through there. When you're doing the jigging and you're sitting on top of those fish, they sit there and they look at it. We've got an underwater camera on the boat. One of those things is a write-off to put to the $750,000 pile of money I owe everybody. And let me tell you what, when you see what really goes on down there, it blows your mind. Fish are smart. That buddy of mine had that green line coming down. He's real cheap. He put about 4 feet of leader on there. He had 2 feet below the hook, 2 feet above it. Boah! Like a green neon sign down there. The charcoal line doesn't show up as well. The translucent lines don't show up as well. Don't use it. If you're cranking, probably fine. Just like when you're drift fishing for steelhead. It goes blowing by them. They have a second to react to it. But when they get a chance to sit there and look at it, I challenge you to tie green line as a leader, go down to the clear water, and fish for a week with that green line going to your jig. And you come back and tell me how many fish you caught. Don't use it. You're going to pick up a leader spool of this because I told you so. It's just 6 pound, 100% fluorocarbon. 100% fluorocarbon. Green, clear. Spool filler, leader material. No conditioner because it goes on your leader. It's not sitting on your spool in the sun. The Ozuri fluorocarbon is one of the only manufacturers out there right now that makes a true fluorocarbon line that is not colored and will not break down. Reason being, it's got a conditioner in it. Downside of it, look at your diameter of your lines. That Ozuri is thicker diameter per pound test than one of those because the conditioner adds size. And when you're finesse fishing, you want the smallest diameter possible.